There are two types of angelic manifestations. Number one, there is what we call hazah, the hazah experience. What do I mean by the hazah experience? The hazah experience is when you are still seeing angels in their expanded form. So that word hazah, it simply means that to perceive, all right? To perceive in the spirit, similar to having a dream. However, we can say the hazah experience occurs in more or less like a dreamlike state. In the third year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. 15. And it came to pass, when I, even I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning, then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision. Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground, but he touched me and set me upright. And he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation, for at the time appointed the end shall be. So, if we go back to the verse 18, you will see something important there. It says, now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground, but he touched me and set me upright. Have you seen this? So you see that Daniel was in a deep sleep when this vision occurred. The angel Gabriel was speaking to him. And you realize that as the angel Gabriel was speaking to Daniel, he was actually in a sleep state. The realm of the spirit had been absorbed into the natural, and therefore the angel could now speak to him. So that is what we call the hazah realm. Now let's look at Daniel chapter 10 and verse 4. And in the 4 and 20th day of the month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekel, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but at a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Therefore, I was left alone and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned me into corruption, and I retained no strength. Yet heard I the voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, then was I in a deep sleep on my face, and my face towards the ground. And behold, an hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent? And when he had spoken these words unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. If you look at this, the whole of chapter 10, you will see the description of the appearance of the angel Gabriel, full of colors, full of lightning. So, if you look at his appearance in this dimension, the angel has appeared unto Daniel in its angelic body. So, you see that Daniel alone saw the vision, but even the people who were standing there with Daniel did not see the vision, but yet they experienced the power that the manifestation came with it. So, this is a very powerful realm, but you see that the people trembled. It quaked because Daniel had encountered a very powerful angelic being. And therefore, that is what we describe as the hazah realm. It is a realm where the spirit realms becomes embedded into the natural realm and then takes man into that realm, that spirit realm, and begin to encounter angels in their angelic form and begin to encounter angels in the form that they have decided to appear unto man. So it is a very powerful realm. That is the hazah realm. It is my prayer that you experience the hazah realm. You see, it takes the dimensions of the hazah realm for man to be able to carry great power to be able to do the will of God. So you see that Daniel was a very powerful man because of the encounters, the degree and the depth of the encounters that he experienced. You see that one angelic being that he encountered, the angel Gabriel, he encountered the angel, but there was no strength in him. And all of a sudden, strength, power entered into him, and the angel touched him. So that means that when it comes to the hazah realm, angels can have interaction with us. They can touch us. We can shake them. Anything can happen in that realm. So because they had catapulted us into that realm, what happens is that we begin to have encounters with them. We begin to have physical interactions with them, because in that state, our spirit man has been taken into the spirit realms, and we begin to behold them. We begin to have interactions with them, and we receive great dimensions of lightning, revelations, insight, and the glory of God, the power of God comes upon a person. And it is a realm that I pray that God takes you into that, and you'll be empowered when you have come out of that. We can also say that the hazah realm, it is a realm where the spirit realm has a point of contact with the natural realm or the natural world. So at that level, the spiritual materializes into the natural realm. Exodus chapter 3, and we look at verse 2. Let's start from verse 1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I. You see that an angel of the Lord has manifested, and he has manifested in the form of a burning bush. This type of angel is what we call a seraph, or a seraphim. So one seraphim is called a seraph. So these angels look like fire. So they are described as the burning ones. However, you see that this angel has appeared unto Moses on the mountain, and the bush this angel was standing inside the bush, but the bush was not burning. You see that this is not just a natural fire, but it is an angel of the Lord. Now, this angel had an assignment, but in relation to the hazah realm, you see that even if God had permitted Moses to be able to go and to stand inside that fire and to see what was happening, there's no way he would be able to touch the angel physically. So what am I trying to say here? In the hazah realm, you can still see an angel and even pass through the angel, and you will not feel you will not touch anything physically. So in the hazah realm, it is possible to see an angel and pass through the angel, because sometimes they manifest like wind. The angels are real. However, let's look briefly at the angelic communication. If you look at how the angel is communicating, he said that, and God, as Moses made an attempt to walk close to the angel to see why the bush is burning, but there's naturally not burning physically. Why? What is this phenomenon? He can't understand that. So he's asking himself questions, and I'm inquisitive to know. I must see what is happening. I must understand this phenomenon. I've never seen it before. So Moses was going closer to it, but the angel spoke. Why did the angel speak in a first-person language? So you see that the angel is speaking like God. So you see that when angels manifest, they speak like God. They speak like God because they are God's messengers. God's word is inside them, and they speak like God. Genesis chapter 22, and from verse 10, 11, and 15, and 16, you see the angel of God also speaking like God. It was an angel of God that delivered the swan blessing. It was the angel of God that called Abraham out of heaven and told him not to actually to slay or kill his son Isaac. It was an angel of God, but the angel spoke like God. So when angels are communicating, they speak like God. However, when they manifest, or when they visit, or in some of their manifestations, they can also speak in a different person language. For example, say, I am Gabriel. I minister before God. All right, you shall bear a son. His name shall be Emmanuel. So you see that in that instant, he's speaking for God, all right, but not speaking exactly like God. But it doesn't make them God, but they speak the word of God, or the message God has given to them, they speak it. The second type of angelic manifestation is what we call the marah realm. The marah experience is when angels manifest in their solid form. So when angels appear in their solid form in the natural realm, it is the marah realm. The marah realm is an open vision realm. Luke chapter 1, and from verse 11 to 13, you see that the angel Gabriel appeared to Zechariah, and Zechariah was offering sacrifice, was offering prayers while people were gathered outside. However, the angel of God, which was angel Gabriel, appeared unto him, And as he appeared unto him, in other words, manifested in that place, and he saw him as a man standing there. So the angel has appeared unto him as a man standing there. Now, that was in his solid form. So the marah realm is when the angels of God manifest in their physical state in the natural realm, and but this is when your eyes are physically wide open and you see these angels in their form. However, like I said, they can take the form of a man, they can take the form of lightning, they can take the form of cloud. It can happen in different ways, but in their solid form. Remember that. So the angel of God manifested in that way. If you look at Judges chapter 6, where we see the angel of God encountering Gideon and also manifested in its solid form. So angels can manifest in that way, in marah experience. That the hazah realm, you could actually see an angel and basically walk through it. But if you look at the marah realm, because it's an open vision realm, what happens is that you can see an angel and bump onto the angel because they have manifested in the solid form. So get the distinction. Marah realm, you can bump onto an angel because they have manifested physically. But in the hazah realm, you see an angel and walk through it like you are like walking through wind, because the spiritual has been manifested into the natural, but you may not be able to touch them physically. But in the marah realm, you may be able to touch the angel physically. Another example of the marah realm is in Matthew chapter 28, starting from verse 1 even up to 6. Matthew 28 from verse 1 up to 6. You see that when the angel manifested, the earth quaked, and the angel rolled the stone, and he sat on it. As he sat on it, these women who were going to Jesus' tomb, they saw the angel sitting on it. So this was a physical being sitting there. So remember that in the marah realm, it is an open vision realm. It is this, both of them are types of visions that you can experience. This is what I have for you today. If this teaching has been a blessing to you, kindly go to my YouTube channel and go and subscribe if you have not done so. You can follow me on the various social media platforms that, as you can see on the screen. However, if you want to attend or be part of my prophetic mentorship classes, you can go to my website at Shadakasari Ministries Worldwide and go and register. However, for you to experience these angelic visitations, it is important. Remember, I said that have a hunger for God. But there's more I'll be teaching on this ministry of angels. So I have done a couple of videos about these angels, and you can go on my channel, both on Facebook, on YouTube, and even on TikTok, and go and watch them. However, I'll be bringing more videos on the angelic ministry. God bless you for watching. I will see you at another time.